Those politicians who have demonized me because I'm trying to get this out of our classrooms. I challenge anyone out here to look at this and say that you want your child to look at it or be forced to look at it in a classroom. This is not the only example of these things either. Many of those things we brought up in our task force. We mentioned many of these books. And when we mentioned those books, we were largely ignored by members of the press. We were ignored by members of the General Assembly. And now all of a sudden, people want to accuse me of being the person who's the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy, folks. I'm the guy that's trying to get pornography out of our schools.
Lieutenant Governor Robinson,
yes.
A video today surfaced of you speaking at the Upper Room Church in Raleigh in August. You said, if there's a movement in this country that is demonic and is full of the spirit of the Antichrist, it is the transgender movement. How is that not negative about transgender?
Look, my spiritual beliefs about transgenderism and homosexuality is completely separate from this office. And I can keep it separate from this office. And that is not the issue that we're talking about here. We are talking about this type of filth being spread in our classrooms and being spread to our children. Again, I'm going to state this to you again. My personal beliefs and spiritual beliefs about homosexuality are not pertinent. I will fight for folks' rights to be secure in their persons every day that I'm in this office, but we will not allow it to be spread to classrooms and to children.
Lieutenant,
yes.
But how can that possibly be? You don't stop being the Lieutenant Governor when you walk out of the door here. You are who you are no matter where you're talking.
And you were introduced with your title at church.
When I make moves to stifle people's rights in this state, no matter who they may be, then you can come and see me then. Till I make moves to stifle people's rights in this state, the way the governor stifled my right to go to church, come and see me.
Transgender community saying that they've seen violence and harassment increase in schools since the comment surfaced last week. How do you respond to that?
I'm not going to respond to that at all, because that's always been the argument that whoever stands up to this type of stuff, we're spreading hate and violence. I would submit to you that I'm the one that's under attack right now with threats of violence.
Lieutenant Governor, if you're going to call this filth, obviously this is homosexuality or what have you.
Yes.
Heterosexuality, I don't know where
absolutely.
you stand on that. So I guess my question would be this. Are
yes.
you going to call for the removal of sex education in all schools in North Carolina?
Go ahead. Not biological. When we're talking about biology, I'm all for it. But when we're talking about things of this nature, whether it be heterosexual, homosexual, it doesn't matter. This type of stuff doesn't need to be displayed in our
so
schools.
If this was a man and a woman or what have you?
It would not matter if it was male, female, female, female. Any type of highly sexual material of this nature does not need to be spread to children.
Okay, hey everyone. So as you just saw, that is North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. He just did this press conference a few hours ago. So this is pretty fresh, and I just wanted to speak on it because this has a lot to do with Christianity today. This has a lot to do with how we as Christians believe and how what we believe is deemed hate speech, is deemed ignorant, it is deemed homophobic, it is deemed anything but the truth. Now, the Bible makes it clear that in the last days, people will be rathering to call right wrong and to call wrong right. But here, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson of North Carolina, the very state that I live in, so we're getting this firsthand, he's standing up and saying, hey, these images, these pornographic images that he called filth, which was cartoon drawings or comic book type drawings, think Archie or something like that, some kind of cartoon drawings made of two men having sex. And he asserts that this is what has been reported to have been shown to children in school as they teach them sex education. Now, again, he calls it filth. Again, he says it has been reported to him that this graphic photos or graphic images are being used to teach sex education to children. If this is so, I am in 100% agreement that this is wrong. Our children do not need to see graphic sexual images to teach them sex education. Now, me personally, I would rather my children not be taught sex education and allow me as the parent to do that at home. Allow me to teach my children what I want to teach them about sex. Allow me, the parent, to teach my children what is right and wrong as far as sex goes. That is not the education system's job to teach my children sex education. Let me do that. You teach them math. You teach them science. You teach them reading and world history and all of that. Leave the sex education to the parents. The loosest case, that's child pornography. So then if we're not willing to call a spade, what are we doing here? If you're saying you're teaching sex education, do you have to show them naked people having sex in order to teach them sex education? That was Mark Robinson's point.